Good evening and welcome to A&P Gypsies with Don Carey. Our third guest today is Bob. Bob just got his first car. So Bob, what kind of car do you have?
I have the Ford Model T, and it's made my life so much easier.
How so?
Well, first of all, it allowed me to get a better job. Instead of working in walking distance from my home, I can now drive a few miles to the factory, where they pay me much more than my old job. The kids love taking joyrides, and my wife and me takes them to the movies and the fairs. It's great, I tell you. My wife and me are even considering moving out to the suburbs. The drive to work would be longer, but then we could get a yard and maybe a dog.
Well, that sounds great. The car has really improved your life, hasn't it?
You bet it has.
I heard that the car could also be a bad thing.
Well, some people buys a car when they can't really afford it, so they won't be able to buy food every night or pay their bills. They need to remember that the car is just a luxury thing and it's not life-saving.
Well, some people think that the car will improve their quality of life and then it opens up the markets now. And people will have their way around to get around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the car is a positive thing now when people can get around to work like me, but they just need to remember that it's not for everyone, they can't afford it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming today, Bob.
Say, Fred, how would you pronounce L-O-N-G?
Why, long, of course.
Haha. Now, how would you pronounce L-O-N-G-E-R?
Longer, of course. What is this? Fifth grade repetition?
No. It's just my way of reminding you that king-size wing cigarettes are now 20% longer and the wings are cooler and smoother. Get your pack of longer, cooler and smoother king-size wing cigarettes today for only 15 cents. Thank you.
Our second guest today is a hardworking man trying to maintain the laws of our great nation. And what is your name, sir?
My name is Agent Nelson Van Alden, and I'm with the Bureau of Prohibition.
What is that you do for the Bureau?
My job is, together with the Bureau, to maintain the Volstead Act.
And what is this Volstead Act?
I'm glad you asked. The Volstead Act is an act to prohibit alcohol, which means that the production, transport and sale of alcohol is illegal. And if you break the act, you could look at a fine on $1,000 or up to 6 months of prison if you're a first-time offender.
Whoa, that's a big mouthful. So it isn't illegal to consume alcohol?
No, it isn't, but it should be. Illegal bootleggers are making millions of dollars in illegal sale of alcohol. Because the people need their drink, and guards should help them overcome this need of alcohol. Because the people will pay $3 for a drink instead of 15 cents that it used to cost.
Okay, Agent Van Hout, easy now. Can you tell me the most exciting thing you ever have done on the job?
That will probably have to be the time when my men and I raided a nursing home, where they manufactured illegal alcohol in the basement and the resident wasn't aware of it. And because of the training my men and I had, we neutralized the threat without any harm to the residents or ourselves and arrested 6 criminals.
What sort of equipment do you use on raids?
At all time, a prohibition agent carries his service pistol, which is either a 38 revolver or a 45 Colt pistol. Depending on the job we have to perform, we either have a 12 gauge shotgun or the Thompson M1 to defend ourselves.
Do you think you're making a difference?
Certainly, but there's a long way to go, and the citizens of America need us to help them in this matter.
Thank you, Agent Van Alden, for coming.
My pleasure. First, the people everywhere prefer ice-cold Pepsi Cola, and because it's light, it refreshes without filling. Pepsi is a great drink for thirsty people from Maine to Hawaii, from Alaska to Florida. It's perfect for parties and picnics, so serve Pepsi for your guests. Keep plenty of Pepsi ice cold and ready, and remember it goes fast, because everyone likes Pepsi. Pick up a Pepsi today for just a nickel. Pepsi always hits the spot.
Hi, and welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us, Mr.
Just call me John.
John, and what is your real name?
Just call me John.
Alright, John. What would you call your job? What do you make a living?
I help my family with whatever they need.
And how's that a job?
we make some money here and there, and then we share them between us.
What's a typical day on the job for you, John?
Well, the good thing about my job is that there are no typical days for me. Whenever I'm home, I have to meet with my boss, and he gives me something to do, but I never know what the job is. Sometimes I can be sitting on a plane within the next hour, and sometimes I just have to stay home and welcome the guests.
And what could one of those jobs abroad be?
Well, some of the jobs abroad could be talking to a person, helping another person, picking up some stuff, dropping off some stuff, you know.
Okay. Do you consider yourself... Can I ask you something personal?
Yes, that's why I'm here, isn't it?
Yes, would you call yourself a gangster?
No, I wouldn't. I'm a family man, and it's no secret that there are some unorthodox methods in my line of work, and I might not make my money like you do or like a guy working in an office, but I wouldn't go as far as to call myself a gangster. I'm not wearing any hat or suit at the moment, for example.
But do you do some of the same jobs as a gangster?
Maybe.
And you call your associates and boss your family?
Yes, I do.
And does your family has any political influence and use the code of honor?
I guess in some way you could call me a gangster, but that isn't how I would define myself.
Thank you for joining us tonight, John.
No problem.